So, back on YouTube. 3 years since I've put up the last video, and I'm back in the truck with Connor Murphy, Mr. Incredible Edible Landscapes. Heading down to Miami to buy a diesel truck used. We've got a few selected and adding to the fleet of equipment for the business.
We have some interesting candidates to go see.
Yeah, one was crushed by a boulder in the rear.
Crushed by something. We don't know what. Rebuilt truck. That's the newest one, too. That's the 2024.
Really? Okay.
Yep. 2024, crushed by a boulder, rebuilt title. That's the first stop. And then a 2018 with 140K miles. And it's going to need a front end rebuild because somebody put, some big old tires and spacers on it, which needs to get ripped out and replaced with stock. That one's the cheapest, I think. But that would be like the third option. It's between the two. It's between the 2024 rebuild. If it all checks out, that'll be the one. And then there's a 22 at a Ram dealer that's priced the highest, but has the lowest miles and no rebuild title. So we're gonna go to the rebuild one first and get underneath it, and probably spend an hour checking it out, and maybe just go home with that one. It'd be nice to just do one stop, but we'll see.
Yep. So that's today's adventure, and since it has been 3 years and a lot has changed at the nursery, I guess I'll
cobwebs on.
Yeah, brush the cobwebs off and see what you've learned in 3 years. I mean, the whole place has changed. You've added so many pieces of equipment, new structures, new everything. So let me just start with a big fat question. If there's a theme for what you've learned, what would that theme be in 3 years?
There's a lot. I guess the most particularly relevant thing would be don't finance everything.
Makes sense.
Yeah. Or finance some, be strategic, because there's a lot of people that will tell you that you can 10x your business in the first year if you just get everything on debt, and there's a whole ton of risk in that. Somebody else makes money off of that. It's a lot of predatory lending in small business. I get every single day I get texts or emails saying, "Does Incredible Edible need capital fast? We can get you a B-lock for $100,000. Takes 2 minutes. Interested?" And every single time I just shut them down. It's just that's. I see other people doing it, and it's not good. But we've built a lot on just do our business, sell our product, sell our service, make money, reinvest it, and that has worked out really well, and we're very stable because of that.
Yeah, it's remarkable what how disciplined you are.
I don't even think we had the barn last time you had filmed a YouTube video, so even that, that a lot of people would have taken out a loan to build a barn. We didn't do that. We took 6 months to build the whole thing, including the office, and it was just all cash flowed. So that's been a good move.
Yeah, other than new equipment and a new structure, you really have not, you don't spend money frivolously, I've noticed, other than a much needed vacation every now and then at an airport.
Personally, I don't spend really much money at all, but mean, there's always something that the business needs. Like right now, I'm gonna buy a glass door refrigerator for out in the barn because we want to just have like cold water bottles just for customers, and we don't want to have them in a rusty old garage fridge like we have out there right now. So that'll be, I don't know how much they cost, probably $1,200. But that's worth it, and then we can have sugarcane juice for sale and fruit and all kinds of good stuff. So it's not frivolous spending, but there's always something to spend money on for sure. We spend money on things every single week, but they're all for a reason.
So to update y'all on the family growth, Connor is expecting number 4. The oldest, Jonathan, is 5. Brandon just turned 4. Liliana's a year and a half, and there's another one due. And the house that they're living in currently is 740 square feet.
2 bedrooms.
2 bedrooms, and that includes a cutout of the living room for a customer bathroom. So it's not even 740 like living for the family. It's a very nice little house, just very small, and the kids are all piling up here. So what's your timeline to eventually build your castle?
To build another house? Yeah, there's some things that have to get put in place before that.
Yeah, we're talking years, I'm sure.
Yeah, right now I'm working pretty heavily on training everybody in the company to be able to sell service work and install work, and to make sure that we make good margins on that, because the nursery is very steady and pays the bills and is great. And then when we add service work and installs on top of that the margin that we make from that is what we can actually use to grow. And so I need everybody to be able to sell and execute that stuff, and not just me. So I'm trying to remove myself as the bottleneck to that. Get a couple, we're going to get another truck today, so that's one part of that. So we'll have 2 trucks, and that way we can get a couple more people. We can be doing 2 jobs at once, or be doing deliveries here and a job over there. So trying to slowly scale that up and get me get the process less dependent on me, so that we can make more money that can be spent on growth. And that's going to go into this second property that's right now just an acre of dirt. So we're going to turn that into a satellite farm, and that's got space to build a house as well. And we're actually going to need to, as far as I'm hearing, we're actually going to need to build a house there in order to become agriculturally exempt. Did I tell you that already?
No. Tell me about that.
So, and I don't even know if this is fully true or not. Our current property, we were able to get it ag exempt very easily. It's clearly a commercial nursery. But I was told by a client of ours, actually, that was going through an issue with her property, that the county says that you have to have a minimum property size of 4 acres to get the ag exemption, or it has to have a residence built on the property. And then in that scenario, it doesn't matter what the acreage is, it could be 1 acre. So that was secondhand info straight from, she went to planning, zoning, and building and got that answer from the office there. So I'm pretty certain that's legit. And she's dealing with this problem that she bought a property that had a RV on it that was kind of set up in a semi-permanent way, and then the county code came and said, you can't, this is illegal, 180-day max. It cannot be permanent. So she had to get rid of this RV that she bought. She went to court, and I was talking to her, and I said, "Why don't you just try to get an ag exemption, and then you'll be okay?" And she said, I already tried that, and you have to have 4 acres, or you have to have a home built on the property. So we may need to build the farm over there without the ag exemption for now, and just pay the property taxes and get permits and stuff like that until we can move forward with building a house there. And then when we do that, we'll obviously build a house that's a little bigger than ours is 36 by 20, I think. So we'll build something that's got a little more room there, and then we'll be able to get ag exempt. So we gotta not put the cart before the horse right now. I just need to continue to grow the business, develop this property, and just do things in the right order. But for now, 3 kids going on 4 in the little house is fine because they're young and they're, they don't care. They're fine with it.
Well, you're fortunate. You got, the pool barns. You've got a lot of outdoor space.
Yeah, I spend most of my time not inside the house anyway, and most of the kids spend probably half their day outside the house too, including Lily.
Yep, little Lily walking around at 1.5. She's just a member of the gang, following the big brothers around, or not, just going on her own way and running around. So yeah, they're outdoor kids, as kids should be. So, but eventually, they're just going to get big, and they're going to want a room to themselves and all that. So,
like, if worst comes to worst and that timeline just doesn't work out before it's too tight of a squeeze, we will just get a 12 by 16 shed and just put it in the backyard, and that'll be Jonathan and Brandon's room, and we can make a little gerbil tunnel for them to crawl between there and the house.
Looking forward to that. That'll make a good YouTube video. Yeah, exciting. So really, from all that, it sounds like 3 years before you'd be building a house. 2-3 years before you throw a slab down. Maybe 4.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, I don't know what the process is like. Never built a house, so we'll find out.
And this year you've started shipping, so that's a new.
Just recently.
How's that going?
It's going pretty good. We actually don't have it. We don't have it where you can go on the site and just purchase things for shipping. We have it. The next best thing. People will go on the site. They'll hit the shipping tab, and it'll walk them through, like, here's how you place an order, and then we have our availability right there as a little PDF. And so that they email us and say, I want this, this, and this, and then we just send them an invoice, and we ship out every Monday. That it's been kind of put on the back burner to do the website development, to make it like a true e-commerce where you can just self-serve. And the reason for that is because our site, we originally built it with the capacity to just purchase for local pickup or delivery. So our whole site, if you go on any plan, you can buy it for pickup or get local delivery if you meet the minimum. And so that's something that our customers use all the time, which is awesome. It really streamlines things. And so the challenge has been, how do we integrate shipping with that and have 2 different sides of the site and not have them clash? And we don't want people to have that challenge where they go to put things in their cart and they don't realize that some of the things are local pickup only and other things are shipping, and they just get this frustrated experience. So we're taking our time to figure out exactly how we want the user experience to be, so that people in Missouri can buy, a fig or whatever to ship to them, and then people in West Palm Beach can shop and buy for local pickup, because the pricing is different and the fulfillment process is different. There's so much to it there that we kind of have it as a placeholder now, and it works well for the volume that we're doing. But I think they shipped out 12 orders this past Monday. And I wasn't there, but Anastasia and Sabrina shipped out 12 orders, which I think is a record. They were all small orders. I think the majority of them were just a single mulberry, because we had a YouTube interview about mulberries go up, and so we got a flood of inquiries. But it's worked out pretty well so far. We actually haven't had any major hiccups with shipping. No destroyed plants yet. I'm sure we will. We'll have to solve that. Good customer service.
So from my estimation, you've been growing at 20, 30% a year for the last 4 years or so?
Overall, we've grown about close to 30% a year for the past 3 years straight. So,
that'd be an amazing stock on Wall Street.
Yeah.
That kind of growth.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure it'll get to a point where that'll slow down, but maybe not. I think we still can double it on the current property. We might need that might require that other lot to be we'll need that for production. It's like right now we have a deficit on production. We don't have enough people potting up plants, and that's a good thing. We're selling everything we have, but we end up going down to Miami like every 3-4 weeks to get plants. But we're hiring, so if anybody's watching this and they're looking for a job growing plants, we need 2 or 3 people. So,
what are the qualities that you look for in a person? The top 3.
Top 3 is, I mean, the integrity is a given. We have to be able to trust them. They have to be able to communicate. Communication is what fills all the gaps between every process. If there's anything that somebody doesn't know how to do, or anything gets screwed up, or whatever, communication fixes all of that. Integrity, communication, just a good attitude overall. It helps if you're already into growing a food forest and you're already into plants or gardening in some way. It's not really like a requirement. But you also have to be somebody that we don't want people that just want to show up and be told what to do and just clock in, clock out. We need people that, because everybody that I hire, we want to give them agency to have, ownership over their job, and to be able to solve problems and make decisions on their own. And we train for that. And so you got to have people that want that, rather than just to show up and just make hours go by.
You've got some great employees right now. Shout out to Anastasia, Raleigh, her brother.
Anastasia's got the longest tenure of everybody, followed by now Maurice, then it would be Erica, and then everybody else is pretty much new right now. Lexi, Isaac, and Raleigh, and we're looking for more people. Lizzie unfortunately just had to quit. she was only working like 12 hours a week, 15 hours a week, and she's got 2 other businesses that she's running. So she just and she got busy, so she wasn't able to keep going. So that's a bummer. We're looking for salespeople. We're looking for production people. We're looking for install people. We need more of everybody.
Growth is a great problem to have.
Yeah, I mean, there's always one bottleneck or another, and you just have to figure out what they are. It's either you're not selling enough, or you're selling too much and you're not producing enough. And either that, or another bottleneck could be you just don't have the right processes, and then everything's kind of screwed up. So that's my job, is just to fix the bottlenecks and allow everybody else to do do their jobs.
So, at what age is your first kid going to go on the payroll?
Yeah, good question. Well, that is a good question.
I mean, honestly, Jonathan and Brandon know everything about what a 5 and 4-year-old kid could know about plants. You know, and Brandon, he's never seen a flower he didn't pick up and make a bouquet out of. Maybe he's going to be a florist someday.
I guess whenever they start asking for things that cost money.
That's it. They got to know the value of $1, and then they're going to...
They made $20 selling flower plugs like a couple months ago. And then they wanted ice cream. So we went and got ice cream, and the price of ice cream has gone up so much that actually $20 didn't even cover it. So I had to fill in the rest, the extra couple bucks. But actually, at the ice cream shop, there's one of those little claw games, like a little mini one. Mm-hmm. And Jonathan really, really wanted to play it, so he took one of his dollars and he put it in there, and he missed and he didn't get the toy, and his reaction was priceless. He was like, wait a second, but I didn't get anything, and I put $1 in. And I'm like, yeah, Jonathan, that's called getting ripped off. And I had to explain to him that you're not getting that $1 back. And I was like, was it worth spending $1 on that? He's like, I could just see the gears turning in his head. He's like, no, I guess not. So maybe we should spend your $1 on something else next time. And maybe we should just buy more seeds and plant more flowers so you can sell more flowers. You were there when he sold out, right?
Yeah.
He got his reaction when they sold out of the flower plugs they were selling was just, I was about to bust out laughing if I didn't have to respond to him, because he was devastated because he was getting such a rush from selling these little flower seedlings, the zinnias, and he just couldn't come to terms with it when they finally sold out, which was great. All the customers loved it, but he just couldn't accept it that he had to shut down for the day because they ran out of product, and he was having a meltdown. And I said, Jonathan, we just gotta go buy more flower seeds and plant more flowers, and then you can do this again.
So, what was going through your mind at 5 years old? So, to give the backstory, we had a avocado tree, one of those big Florida watery giant avocados that aren't creamy like the Haas.
I was about 5 or 6.
You were 5. You were literally 5 years old. So I cut down the tree when it was fully loaded with fruit, at perfect, ripeness, and put them all by the front and gave the kids bags, and Allison and Connor were standing by the mailbox. I said, sell these for $3 for $1. And our house was on the main road into the neighborhood, so every car had to pass by. Allison sold a couple and got bored and went back in, but Connor stayed by that mailbox like he was glued to it all weekend long.
I don't even think I was thinking about like that I wanted the money for any specific reason. I think I was just getting the high from just selling them.
That's it. Getting the high from the selling. You made $50 that weekend.
It was the chase. That $50, that was 150 avocados. We
Yep.
probably got tipped though. I'm sure we would have just had people hand us a 20 or something.
Probably. Yeah. Well, my arm's getting tired. I'm gonna pause this for a bit.